Okay, this is Orlando Wilson, and I want to answer a question in this video. Somebody asked me about being in environments that you're not fully in control of. Well, my immediate response is you're never fully in control of any environment. I could be hit by a meteor sat here, right? So you're never going to be in full control of any environment. That you need to accept. Now, I've been in this business, the close protection security business, internationally for over 30 years. Worked unarmed, armed, legally, etc., etc. And what a lot of people these days seem to forget about the close protection business is it's about dealing with risks. It's about dealing with other people's problems that could possibly lead to confrontations and possibly lead to violence. People can get hurt. You can get hurt. You can get stabbed, shot, killed, paralyzed, etc. And generally nobody cares. So accept that fact as well. Now, many a times I've gone into situations which many people would say where I was taking too many risks. But before I've gone into those situations, I've done my assessments. I've worked out what can go wrong, and I've accepted the risks. And I've accepted the fact that I could deal with the situations one way or the other. I've gone with clients to meetings, to places where they've had to go, usually due to business. And they've had to meet with, let's say, some unsavory people. And everything's worked out okay. Sometimes for the clients, things in the long term have worked out very profitable. But they've taken those risks of going to those locations. And before we went to those locations, we've assessed the risks, worked out our contingency plans, and everything went well. The close protection business is about taking risks. And if you're afraid of taking risks, you're in the wrong business. If you're one of these people that's germophobic, afraid of your own shadow, worry about everything, etc., OCD, you're in the wrong business. Please just disappear, go do something else. Go become a corporate security manager or something. Go annoy other people. Some of the meetings, some of the places I've been, I got into too many cars with too many people over the years, not knowing where I was going or even who was driving. But I was confident in those situations. I could deal with the situation. A lot of this comes down to how you put yourself across. If you're dealing with potentially hostile situations, especially with people that in some situations have nothing to lose, then a lot of this is down to how you put yourself across. It's down to your attitude. It's down to your body language. And it's also down to you having the confidence to be able to deal with that situation and deal with those people. You need to be able to communicate with those people. And this is something I say a lot. You have to be comfortable in your environments. If you're not comfortable in an environment, whatever it is, be it a five-star hotel, be it a hostile business meeting, it's going to show, and things aren't going to work out for you. So you have to get comfortable and have the confidence within yourself to be able to deal with the situations you're putting yourself in. As I say, that's all I can say about, I'm sure I could say more about being in environments you don't have full control over. It's something you have to accept, especially if you're dealing with serious close protection clients, because the only reason they're going to be hiring you is go to places where they don't feel comfortable and they want somebody to go with them to help them if there is a problem. We're not in this business to get into confrontations. We're not in this business to die for clients. We're in this business to minimize risks, to avoid problems. And if we have to use force, it's an absolute last resort. And again, if we're using force, it has to be a clear statement that we're not playing games. Especially if you're working by yourself or with maybe one other guy and a client. If you use force, it has to be clear to the opposition that you're not playing games. You don't want to be putting somebody in a wrist lock or doing something tame or barking at somebody. You just end the conversation as quickly as possible. And that way, hopefully, the other people involved will understand you're not playing games. Don't go threatening people. Don't go acting like the tough guy, because there's always somebody tougher. And if you're in a situation where you're outnumbered, unarmed, barking at people is not going to work. You're just going to upset people that outnumber you and are better armed than you, and then you're going to have big issues. So it's a difficult subject to talk about without people throwing questions at me, but I hope it makes sense. So what I've said is it makes sense. But if you're in the close protection business, you have to get used to dealing with situations that you're not fully in control with. And again, a lot of it, understanding the situations and understanding the real perspectives of the situations, comes from you gaining as much experience as possible. And the only way to gain experience of dealing with potentially hostile situations is to go and put yourself in those situations, or work out how you can legally put yourself in those situations. Find an aspect of the security industry. Door work is always good. Bouncer work is always good. Because again, you're not going to learn how to deal with the nasty side of life if you live in a little suburban bubble, shall we say, or hang out at Starbucks and just talk BS all day and drink gluten fat-free lattes in your black suit, white shirt and black tie, and tell everybody you're a bodyguard, right? All right, I hope that video has answered a question for at least one person. I've got books online specifically to do with the close protection business and other aspects of the security industry. They're all on Amazon. We're throwing up a lot more videos these days because people are asking questions, and you know what, I'm tired of writing. And again, seeing most of you, I'm going to put it politely, you people don't read and would sooner listen to audio and watch videos, so we're putting out more videos to keep you happy, to save you the effort of reading. So if you've got any relevant questions, feel free to send me a line. If they're not relevant, please don't waste my time or your time.